The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a set. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune, echoing in the hall, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tiny. Within seconds you know, this is the one. The real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that classic. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics in. Yep, they're all here. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself, Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him, the lieutenant watches you pack up the boombox. A banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water. It must be cold and lonely down there. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is...
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark. The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would... The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see...
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening. Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
I did not. But I'd say it has been here since last Saturday or Sunday. Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The joyrider must have left something good inside. A joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyriders district and like...
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the hinges creak under your weight. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around. The tune on your lips forms a strange... The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher pitched and slight... Two birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have... Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
I believe it's following a pattern set millions of years ago by cosmic forces. But...
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, and... Yes, 41.
It's as if he knows what it stands for, but wants you to say it. It's pedagogy. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can...
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here. Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk. Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point. I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvaged. That is very unlikely. All the electrics, you'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this. Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4...
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget.
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
The lieutenant adjusts. There is also a fourth thing you've lost. More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. lost forever.
You can still whistle. Besides, the night is always dark. At least we have a pretty good suspect. If we found your motor carriage in the sea, maybe we'll find her too. Yes, let's go take a look.
This is it, the scene of the party, the fire pit. Cigarettes and empty bottles all evidence it. Not as such. I'm talking about what came after. Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Looks like it. Hey, let's keep moving.
Somehow, a police badge on which you see the photo of a...
At least something good came out of all this.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct. The man keeps winking at you with his but the badge is new. You used an old good choice. A newer photo would 8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression. Although it looks like you had quite the charming face way back then. Your hair, the lack of alcohol swelling is a bonus. Though there's a don't be fooled. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light.
Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Everard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. It's a wartime name, revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times.
A name like armor.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you. And detective, the badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken. Or sometimes promoted officers do not want. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the...
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution. which, in turn,
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, then a captain. That's basically it. Kings like satellite officers and the additionally a freight.
the long and short of it is, you're
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite. No, I've been putting up with you because despite and it matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary. Good.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted. A new badge usually comes with a new rank.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you are sure.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts.
It's no wonder you are like you are.
But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people.
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. It's only a red chair. Just a red chair in an empty shack, with what looked like a dusty bow tie.
In someone's abandoned shack. On the coast. In Martinez. In Ravachol.
He's afraid you've forgotten suddenly.
Nothing. It's just a piece of furniture.
Red paint is peeling off it. Looks like blood, no?
It's just a piece of clothing you've picked up.
He sounds a little worried. It's an odd habit. Don't be worried, Lieutenant. Clothes are therapeutic.
Here. I don't see signs of recent habitation. This...
See? He doesn't like the vibration from the red chair either. Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position. I don't know. Sleeping? What do people do under boats? This is merely a measurement from your visual...
Huh? Sarcastic self-pity is not what we need at this moment. I understand the situation looks grim.
You have a home somewhere. All cops do. When... The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not...
We can sit on benches after we've solved...
You can revisit the bench, if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samar.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts. I still have a golden ear. Come. Oh, welcome, police officer.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen. No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them, he was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black Hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
Maybe they are afraid because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to... Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect.
Would you now? I know how this world works. And it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. There's not much to tell. People come and go.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we...
Ruby was here. Ask her about lodgings.
Stay? Most people here. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there. Oh, don't. It's your choice. No skin off my teeth. My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. Aye, the room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and roof over it. That's more than some folks have around here. You best not be plotting another revolution under my roof. We barely got through the last one. But the room, do you want it? Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the place.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room.
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. This is pretty much a non-place. A gap.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets. The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now. Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home. Even sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys. The lack of wealth is the one thing we've...
It's cold, cynical.
Riddles fits with the general ambiance here.
Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing. Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days. Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do for you to... Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their...
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the Dolor. Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built...
So, they don't also...
No, they've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never...
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. It started a few... And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Interesting. You could... Perhaps the mysterious music is somehow connected to the case.
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins. an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty. I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. No one. That's why it's closed. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or some... What? You're one of those real estate people with big plan? Used to be a supply depot. We think. Sending goods and ammo across the bay. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Now it's your turn, Mr... Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double. Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on. She's right over there. The dark-haired woman. Leaning... Yes, you do that. Can't let fat Mr. Clare down now, can you?
She is not impressed by a cop running errands for a local bigwig. Not at... Tremble. The time is now. Ta'ola. Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. Ulogu Theodos, Xeno Zausin, Ipoli Osithien. Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread. Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, it's totally also a coping mechanism. So you should be. The world perhaps. Just a thought. This has something to do with the hangover. Okay, yes, maybe it is just the hangover talking. Or some kind... The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue.
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case.
The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little... The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be...
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now...
You're bad with kids. Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to...
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. After we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the...
The key turns with a satisfaction.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Luby. Luby. My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or sometimes I can, but then Uller.
Kids.
My mom's outside, and I don't really know about my dad. Yes. They don't want to play with me. They look the same. They look identical. It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you make up for the skewer you broke.
I don't know. Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry. It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Yes. Very soft. Isn't he soft? Bye!
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about it.
Oh, I'd be delighted.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
He nods and is, ooh, tough choice there.
That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Somalia. Mirage or a psychogenous luminant. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain. The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's...
Hooey. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert.
Great. This is great shit. You need more. Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Of course, dear.
Can I help you?
What is this thing?
Okay, well, this is actually a nice bird. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know.
People just don't know how to accept gifts.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little...
It's not actually about that, but he liked it. Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired, the tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling, until it was the waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the... What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you... Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, they massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful, many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water. Far in the north, coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city.
The coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on.
He does not like talking politics of this kind.
Give me a moment.
Ask away, policeman. I don't want to talk about Deweeters. Addicts. All of them. They don't like me cleaning behind their door. Think I...
It was dirtier there. After the...
We saw unpaid utility bills.
No one likes them in this building. It's only because I don't like talking about those people.
She mumbles, some kind.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it?
Wait. Suddenly you are digging things?
Trust me, you do. Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette. Downstairs, a cat crosses.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
Something flutters in the corner of the...
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, all right?
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Different, of course. Something so mysterious about the way he talks. Very.
He's barely holding it together.
Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview.
officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
His hands are clean and well manicured.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about that.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot.
Oh, yes. My friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. That's really all I can tell you about it.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk. He may know more than even he knows.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in. That's when I understood.
That lines up with previous testimony, doesn't it? Well done, detective.
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight. Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be, you could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here. Yes, as I said before, I'm a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is...
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand whether someone from the moral
La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution. It is the most important thing. It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high... which is essential for maintaining...
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread...
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%. But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet? A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency. It's the International Organization for Moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability.
Doing one's job doesn't automatically make one anyone's bitch. Besides, there are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral.
But of course, because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
Me?
You've managed to catch the lieutenant off guard.
I'm a lieutenant of the RCM, dedicated.
A very moralist answer.
The lieutenant is practiced in the art of putting on a show for one's superiors.
The Occident is part of the normal world. Orangé, sur la clé. Martinez? No. Martinez is... Revachol is generally difficult, but they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking. Do you think peace is boring? What about prosperity? Exactly. I don't find it boring. I find it fulfilling. Peace is...
The smile he gives you is straight off a campaign poster. The kind of...
Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the human development and free. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries.
Darling, that can't be an official designation.
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language...
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur-la-Clé's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur-la-Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community. As founding members, they are both very EPIS. Oranje carries a lot of political weight, while Sur-la-Clé takes care of the business side of it. Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from...
But that didn't tell you anything about Oranje.
That's one way to put it, yes. They certainly have the power to exert influence over others, but they only do it in the name of...
If he knows so much about Oranje, maybe he also knows about Oranje's mercenaries.
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur-la-Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community. As founding members, they are both... Oranje's economy...
But that didn't tell you anything about Oranje.
About what? Oh, it's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said...
If he knows so much about Oranje, maybe he also knows about Oranje's mercenaries.
Whatever you wish, officer. A fugitive?
Hypothetically speaking, you might...
Well, I would say that is very bad indeed. What sort of a fugitive are we talking about here? That could be quite bad, depending on what sort. That is extremely serious. Corporate espionage may technically be legal in Revachol, but elsewhere it's a very high-level offense. This fugitive must be turned over to the ICP.
A moment, if you don't mind, sir. You do realize what you're doing, don't you?
You're dooming a young woman in her hour of desperation.
Very real trouble. I won't tell you how to do your job, but remember, this is an RCM matter.
He won't tell you how to do your job, but when you turn back, the man is looking at you, expectantly.
Ah, that's right. Phew, for a moment there I was
A bullet deftly...
Now that that's settled, was there anything else you'd like to discuss? Oh, that's unusual. The Oranier? Well, certainly one cannot rely simply on generalizations. And, of course, any loss of life is a tragedy. So, what a shame. A man cut down in his prime earning years. Ah, he was a soldier. Aha! A condottiere. Yes, it's hard to believe they still exist. Officer, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Anything else? Extremely distasteful behavior. I suffice it to say, that is not how we do things in It's the responsibility of any good welfare state to take care of its most unfortunate citizens. They gave him a successful career. What else has your investigation uncovered? That is extremely unfortunate. Yes, but rest assured, the Oranier's government has committed to producing a timetable that would lay out a path to transition to a professional army. Soon, there'll be no need for mercenaries like this poor man. Oh, it's hard to put an exact date on it. I believe the proposal for the timetable is... See? That's the kind of progress that the moral intern makes possible. Oh, great shame, yes. Colonialism is a dark spectre in Oranier's past. Which is why the work of the moral intern is so critical. It is our great bulwark. As I said, the loss of any life is terrible. I do hope you're able to bring his killer or killers to justice. We must show that the rule of law still applies, even in Rivachol. Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been... Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But that it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since. It's warm. It's also known for its mandarin trees and dust storms. Kedra's an emerging market, but it still has a long way to go. Maybe that's why my friend's ménage decided to emigrate. How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to... Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too. Kedra is a that it's never... EPIS is a very special program developed by the moral intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success.
God, yes. Sweet standardization.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the moral intern... Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the moral intern as a whole. It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited. A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident. You mean Rivachol? No. It's going to have... It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Except that candidate members never become full members, do they?
No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place? But we were talking about my friend here, not politics. Sorry. Who? But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the
As though you weren't envious enough of the...
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? I'm just enjoying the view. Listen.
A baby is crying in the neighbor...
No, listen. The Insulindian Bay. This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away. My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you've seen him around. He's a busy bee.
A busy bee? What an odd choice of words.
I'm all ears, officer. A moment. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave...
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged...
Of course. I'm glad...
The piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are. Yeah, you got me now. The dynamic between us is...
That smell coming from her paint bucket, red-dyed heavy fuel oil, is only used in government vehicles, or at least that's the idea.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village.
Could that girl have been little Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
Could have been her. Small kid with
There weren't any other small girls in the village.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cup.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo. What for? Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about? Let me stop you right there, Piggy. You have no idea, do you? No idea. No brush? Fuck off. Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything, really. Hello again, officers. Have you come? Oh, not only have you found my...
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But does anyone? And
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep.
it doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it? Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire...
They do say the painter always paints his own portrait.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
You don't have the skills to execute something like this in practice. But, oh boy, the idea's going to blow her fucking... She squints her eyes.
On fire. I say, sod off. You don't have the technical skills to do that. Didn't we all? I like your idea. Should have thought of it myself. Then get your brush from fucking...
Oops, my apologies. You're a police officer and a grown-up. Why are you trying to impress her? Maybe try a different approach.
And I need an aircraft carrier. So what? Have you got any kids? Because you... But fine. Take the brush.
You know what you've got in that fuel canister you scavenged from your Kanema? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil. Time to get to proper work, artiste. The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind. You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so.
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation? I hear there's a really bad one.
Why does art inspire you so much? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination. In short, art is the highest form of human communication. Representation. Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too. Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street. You must go ahead and provide savage criticisms.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire?
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic. They look pretty ancient.
Where? There? Those are old. Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the revolution, and do not worry. Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective.
Hey, was there something...
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
He tries not to look at you. You need to approach this situation logically. Ask him why he has the PA system installed if you can't use it.
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 40. A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke. Okay, yes, it's for some clients. Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. Oh yeah, time to do the damage. The stage is all set up for your performance.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
I can see that.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold them? The bar is full and buzzing with chatter. No one is paying you, and they are going to hate you. The The stage.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the...
The air is... Someone dims the lights as the music starts. Okay, here we go.
I would often go there, to the tiny church there, the smallest church in San, though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there, down through the mist there, toward the Seven Sisters, toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there, in that tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
A lazy applause fills the room. You feel your hands shake as awareness of your body returns to you. The lieutenant doesn't say anything. He's incapable of blushing. But if he would...
Good. Are we ready? I want to unplug the microphone now.
Last words?
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns, right? It was all right. Subdued. I might start letting people up there again. Now, what can I do for you?
It's getting late.
Good night, officer.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it. As you look at the floorboards, in the edge of a floorboard next to it looks hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. Nothing particular catches your eye. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Drop a small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A 9mm bullet, to be exact, fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red. Hair, a fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew. Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender. They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of fresh. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. You almost look like a professional. Your face, such as it is, a regular human face. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress...
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the...
Recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday.
On and on it goes. For untold hours.
Behold, there are millions of them down there.
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. You can never forget this shit.
Beautiful. It's...
You're the son of the world again. Harrister. A ceaseless agent. Picking up...
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names...
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day...
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort... Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the...
Yes? Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps, I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have...
Yeah, damage. He means damage.
Either way, Good on you. You were...
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom...
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like...
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM...
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality.
Skulls. Now there's a strong organization.
I can tell you who we're not, cop.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and...
The part of this presentation you want to take home...
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
You don't know? What?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
The question was rhetorical.
Besma time, or the Besma.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non...
If a skull spots you, he will pull out...
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter.
I can't wait to become a skull. But
Murder?
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged for...
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything.
Hey! Stop right there!
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Exactly. How can one...
What if it's art? Or just...
Maybe it's true. The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are... No reply. The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything. He looks very...
Oh yeah. Cindy's a right...
Yeah. A true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way... If you see Cindy, give her our regards.
For all their nihilistic posturing, the odd, there isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're pissed. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Old man, it doesn't matter. You'll be long gone before his greatness is recognized. Yep, oldest.
Yeah, man. It's like at death's door. No wonder you know nothing about the future. You won't be...
Judging by that, Van Eyck is some sort of musician. Or killer.
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least we're...
Apart from the Union.
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, we are. We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out, because we can be just as
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in.
Throw him off his game. Psh.
Whoa! Come on, man. We're just talking here. Just words.
Yeah, no need to throw your authority in our faces.
You want to talk? Let's talk, boys. Ask them.
He liked how you decisively shut down a situation that could have turned into a farce.
Mm-hmm. What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative. What I mean by this is, we are all...
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field.
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as...
I'm wondering if the poetics come with...
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, you get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly. What? Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And...
Hate to admit it, but in a weird... Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass...
Yes? What is? What are you implying? No, I don't. What are you implying? Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Seems about right, especially considering your...
That's an origin story.
So are we done?
These guys...
Why? Yeah, like he said,
You didn't say that.
It's shit.
Fine. Fuck it. Here. Take it then.
It's true. He simply... Wow.
Fuck that! You're not getting mine!
No, he won't.
The lieutenant is lightly amused by the situation.
No. He's like a volunteer lawyer. A total bitch. You know what, cop? Fuck you.
Fuck him. We don't need his rich dad jacket anyway.
I'm not wearing that jacket. I don't think this case requires us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jacket will be useful at all. The need will not arise.
Look at this cute shit. How can we become skulls if you go around fraternizing with cops? Let's get the fuck out of here before anyone sees us.
Fuck. I'm sorry, man. I just don't like confrontations, that's all.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. The armor was produced by... It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the film has proven difficult to track. Yes! That is the most recent name the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP. And the one before... No, they work with sediment. And somatosensor, it seems.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant.
This is a fun challenge for her. An opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then. 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio,